let's look at the playoff bracket. So, because Madden is so authentic and it gives 100% of accuracy every time you play this game, this is what they came up with for a simulation of a franchise. Bengals and Falcons as the 1 seeds, Cowboys, Commanders, Seahawks, Rams, Vikings.
Hey, Colton, how about the freaking Falcons, huh? How about the Falcons? Madden knows. Madden's got my back. Falcons number 1 seed.
The worst sports video game has the Falcons. Shocker. Worst sports video game and one of the worst teams in the division somehow is a 1 seed. Thank you, Dom.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't know how.
I love how Dom gets all the shrapnel when I was the one that was starting to argue for Atlanta.
Yeah, well, listen, I carried it on, but it's okay. This is pretty wild. Rams in there.
Wow. Yeah, the Rams. The Colts go in there with Anthony Richardson. So 2 rookies are making it in as wild cards.
That's nuts. Also, what a game that would be. Rams, Seattle, Rams, Seahawks in the wild card round. That's pretty nuts.
Well, it happened 2020. Jared Goff goes in and just toasts the Seahawks.
That's true. This, I would assume, goes the other way around. But Will, because I've seen it, what does Madden have as a Super Bowl? Do you have it on here?
No, we're going through our playoff picks first, okay? Don't be jumping the gun here.
Got it. Yes, sir.
So, if you want to click the button, we can look at Josh's playoff predictions.
You got it first? Okay.
Yeah, so
that's first. Got it.
Some of the shocks he has: the Bears winning the NFC North, the Giants go in as a 7 seed, the Ravens go in as a 7 seed. The Dolphins and the Jets help represent the Bills for 3 AFC East teams in the playoffs.
What else do we have in here?
There's nothing really else that's like too juicy. Eagles repeat as 1 seeds. Bills are a 1 seed.
Bears are spicy. That's about it. Bears are spicy.
Yeah, the Bears are spicy in there. Agreed.
You just get like 2 really good matchups in the first round. Chiefs, Ravens, Saints, 49ers. Those are like 2 like premier games.
Who do you have next up? Well,
next I have let me just make sure here. I have Jake as his. So Jake,
make your case.
Explain it for us.
All right. So I just think that the way that I think San Fran, we all know, is not quarterback dependent. So they can weather the storm until they figure it out. I believe we lost a good step on defense, and unless Jalen Carter truly has a defensive rookie of the year type season, or Sauce Gardner nearly winning defensive player of the year, the defense is not going to be as good. We're going to take, what do you want to call, a step back to being second in the conference. I think Detroit is going to have a really good year.
Fuck yeah.
And then it's just like those next 2 big teams from the divisions that just missed their spots in Seattle and Dallas. That last, you have my seeds messed up though. Thank you, Will. You went the reverse way with my wild cards.
Did he?
Yep.
What did you do?
I had 7.
I did that.
It's okay. Well,
I had Minnesota 7, and I debated hard whether I wanted to put Chicago at that 7 spot versus Minnesota.
Yeah, you having Chicago missing kind of surprises me.
I think it's gonna be tough. They got some good teams. They've got a strong division.
It's fair, sort of.
And
yeah, they do.
The other side, the only real thing of note for it is, I think that Mahomes edges out Kansas City edges out the Chargers, and a strong AFC East gets the Jets second and Bills miss.
And Miami first, which you said last week.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got Colton. Explain the case here, Colton.
Yeah, I also think the Bears surprised some people this year. And the fact that people don't think Minnesota's going to be that good. Yeah, they're not going to be as good as they were last year with wins. They're going to be a playoff team. No ifs, ands, or buts. They're being a playoff team. Yeah, I think Miami wins the division. I'm banking on Tua as being healthy. If he's not, you can probably see that team being last. But in my predictions, Tua is healthy, and I have the Bengals as the 1 seed. And yeah, I think they're gonna be really good. Steelers not far behind though, not far behind. And I have your Jets missing the playoffs. Yeah, that is probably the elephant in the room. That is probably the elephant in the room is the Jets not being in. I think Bob Saleh gets fired at the end of this year.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think he's that great of a coach. We'll find out how good he is. I think he's got a lot of talented players on defense.
This is why
when you have 2 very good corners and a halfway decent pass rush, it could make you a very good defense.
I think the defense is the sole reason why they're actually a good team. I don't think they're.
I don't think that really has a lot to do with him. I think you might see some. Now the pressure's on. Now the pressure's on with the Jets, where coaching is going to have to factor in games here. And wow, wonderful! Who's on his staff? Guy that had an absolute choke job of a coaching start as a head coach last year, Nathaniel Hackett. So I want to see Bob Saleh have some tough decisions to make. That's why I have the Jets out. He loses his job. There you go.
This is wild to me. Me and Will pick Robert Saleh to.
That's right.
To win the head coach of the year, and you have him picked for hot seat of the year.
Canned.
That is wild.
Goodbye.
It's far more likely that they just get a different offensive coordinator because their defense is going to be good again, and the offense.
Yeah, but if he makes some piss poor decisions, that means goodbye. If they don't make the playoffs, someone is going, and I can tell you right now, it is not Joe Douglas. It's going to be a higher head on the snake, and that snake would be Bob Saleh. They're not just going to say, okay, we'll let you lose the coordinator. No.
That's what this show is for. That's what this episode is for, hot takes. So it's only
they already got rid of the coordinator last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not just no. Goodbye. He's going to be gone.
It was a little bit of a shocker. Who's next, Will? Me or you?
Dom, it's you. You're next.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, I am going to start in the AFC. Chiefs first, of course. Bengals second. I have that Joe Burrow MVP, but still gets edged out by the Chiefs because they're the Chiefs. I love Jacksonville this year, 100%. So I have them third, Jets fourth, winning that division because, again, I'm pretty high on the Jets like Will is this year. I think they're going to do some things. Fifth is the Chargers, but you want to talk about head coaches that are getting fired and should be fired and should have been fired years ago. Brandon Staley should be fired. Everyone agrees. Everyone ever agrees right now. We all agree. I know that. I've seen so many videos of analysts on NFL Network and everywhere else just being like, Brandon Staley should get fired because Brandon Staley should get fired. But nonetheless, the Chargers are still good. I have them at fifth. Sixth, Buffalo. Seventh, Cleveland. I think Cleveland. Actually, I'm surprised that we haven't seen Cleveland on here yet. Because when we
Should
did
we flash back to 35 minutes ago, not on the Deshaun Watson train. He's not even a real quarterback.
Yeah. And I also picked him in fantasy 2 days ago. So whatever.
You would have to see a full return of Deshaun Watson to even have him sniff the
But
playoffs.
they didn't do bad, or he wasn't bad, awful last year. When we did the NFC North, all of us thought they'd be pretty decent this year. Screw it. I went with Cleveland 7th. I do not see Miami doing anything, and I was pretty vocal about that last week. I wish Colton was there because I know me and Colton always every year argue about Miami, but it's okay. I represented you, Colton. I said that you would like Miami last week, so just saying.
Yeah, I believe
Again, it all comes down to Tua. Tua can stay healthy, and they're going to be in business. Waddle and Hill, that's kind of spoopy, but if he's not healthy, they're going to be in a dumpster fire.
My argument was they have no depth. They're an extremely fragile team. Without Jalen Ramsey, the defense is worse. One thing happens, they're one injury away from an awful season. I'm just saying.
Well, that injury just relies on quarterback, which relies on a lot of teams. That's pretty much every team in the league. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, the Jets are finishing last in the AFCs.
100%.
I mean, every quarterback. Josh Allen, They're
But
very
we-
reliant on Tua, which is every team in the league. They rely on the quarterback. If he gets hurt, they're going to blow.
Tua's history says something, and I know it's a question mark for a lot of people. NFC, I have the Cowboys first, which
That's why I have a second, because I think they close that gap considerably.
I have the Cowboys first seed with
That's a humble pie there. That's some humble pie there.
I have the Eagles fifth seed, and the Eagles being a fifth seed on my bracket are because they're probably better than the other division winners still. But the Cowboys just edging them out, even with the same record, possibly. You never know. Seattle second, high on that one. Again, just barely edging out San Fran. That's why they're sixth seed. Detroit, love Detroit, have them third. The Saints are the Saints, man. I think we all kind of put the Saints in the same spot. I don't think anyone else chose a different division winner. So, and then seventh, Minnesota. I still think they're a playoff team, like Colton said, I believe. And yeah, so.
That's a hot take, boy. I can't believe you both think Dallas is better than Philly.
I didn't say better. I said they closed the gap.
I don't think so.
I did not
Dak
take.
Prescott's still the quarterback, and he loves turning the football over.
Well, he plays
Yeah,
well
I mean,
when against certain teams.
It's just like, again, I have them as the first seed, and it's potentially with the Eagles as the exact same record as them, and the Cowboys having the edge.
Philly's sweeping them.
So
I see Philly sweeping Dallas. I know. I heard it already when we went over the East. There's no sweeps, yada, yada, yada. Dallas is not that good. By the way, you're really high on Seattle, boy.
Me?
Wow.
I am.
Seed? Wow.
Defense a lot. Love their defense a lot. I think it's even better than last year. And that was the first preview we did. I really like their defense, and we were all high on their defense. The extra receiver in that core is insane. Kenneth Walker, a full year. I like Seattle.
I'm
a lot.
high on Seattle. Like, so for both of mine, the Eagles, Niners, and Seattle, Dallas, I have in that same exact position. Depending on who wins it, changes that entire conference, because as we'll see later with picks, like as we get down in the playoff bracket, that could really decide a lot of things in the league this year.
I look forward to my Super Bowl take. Colton's going to like that. He's probably already seen it, but we're not there yet.
All right. Well, we have to save the best for last here. I love this. I love this so much. So Bengals 1, Bills 2, Chargers 3, Titans. I think the Jaguars, they fall off a little bit. I really do. I think the Jaguars fall off a little bit. I think the Chiefs go 5, Jets 6, Dolphins are 7. We're going to see a rematch of last year's AFC wild card. And then on the NFC side, I'm really high on Seattle. I think Charbonnet and Walker are going to be just running through everyone. I don't know who could possibly stop them. I don't know. Eagles 1, Saints 3, Bears 4, Niners 5, but we know what the Niners do. Okay, they're the Niners. Sam Howell's going to erupt. Okay, he's gonna listen. His coming out game's week 1. He's going to throw 6 touchdowns. Mark it here first. Okay, you could come back to this video. Watch me say this. He's throwing 6 touchdowns against the Falcons. Against the Cardinals. Who cares? Go Birds. And I say Bijan Robinson carries the Falcons into the playoffs. I do. I don't see Dallas making the playoffs. I think Mike McCarthy and company take a huge step back. McCarthy gets canned, and they just upgrade Dan Quinn's title to head coach, and he slides up into that role. I
will say, if Dallas finishes anywhere other than competing with the Eagles for first in the division, they're going to can McCarthy.
Well, you also heard Jerry Jones, remember, in that press conference before the season or before even preseason, when they asked him, like, what's the issues with your team? And he said coaching or whatever, right next to McCarthy. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I get a cup of the crazy juice?
Yeah. Can we talk? I mean, this is the most shocking bracket, I think. Chiefs at
I know what he's doing. For conversation purposes, you can take the Falcons out. I know you probably have another slide. Where is it? Like the Falcons in there in Washington.
Listen.
Holy God, what are you smoking, drinking? Looney Tune juice. What are you on? 7-6? Will, please. Falcons
the NFC's not that good.
Washington's gonna be bad.
The NFC literally.
God.
Sorry,
the Falcons are not better than Minnesota. I'm sorry, not even remotely close.
Let
Let me
Heck,
speak.
the Commanders aren't better than Minnesota. What are we doing
I
here?
don't like the Vikings defense, okay? They suck. The Vikings defense sucks, and that's what's going to lose them games, okay? The offense can't keep on throwing it. I don't think Madison's a RB1 at all. I can't trust that. And listen, the only good seeds in the NFC are always 1, 2, and 5, okay? 4, 6, and 7 are just always like, oh, okay, hey, what dumpster fire is going to be crawling into here this time?
This is wow.
That was amazing. I also want to say I'm probably the only person out of all of us that did not put Chicago in the playoffs.
No, I didn't. I wanted to really badly. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. That's right.
By the way, Tennessee, God almighty.
Listen, as
Well,
long as Derrick Henry's healthy, they're making the playoffs.
Yeah, he's like 1,000 years old and like running back age. Like he's shot the shit. Oh God.
So
This
no,
is,
for 7, I was really like I said for this time, like, okay, Lamar actually does something and gets them that 7th, but barring another Lamar type season, it's going to be Tennessee in that spot, at that 7th spot.
you guys are again
Like,
Looney
wanted-
Tune juice.
wanted
Holy
to
crap,
see
they're gonna be bad.
I
Their
wanted to
defense
see it.
blows, boys. Holy shit. And Jacksonville's better. Sorry, Jacksonville's better. And they got a quarterback 1,000 miles high better. Oh my gosh. Jake, I don't expect that from you. Come
No,
on.
7, not
I
beating.
don't care. What?
Yeah,
Jackson-
win division.
Jackson,
Oh my god.
well,
That's wild.
Jackson's
sorry.
not in the
This
playoffs.
was gonna blow the
Listen,
shit out of the
Listen,
Blow
I
'em
thought-
out.
We all fell for it. We all fell
Disrespectful,
for it.
lads.
We all
Holy
fell for it.
crap.
We
The
all fell
Titans
for the
are bad,
Jaguars.
guys. Are we
We-
kidding me?
We all fell
Are
for
we
the
serious?
Jaguars.
Jaguars fell for Jaguars.
No,
What do you-
we all fell for the Jaguars in 2018. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, they're doing everything this year. Like they're gonna do
Blake
it. They're gonna
Bortles
do
is
this,
the
they're gonna do
quarterback. Blake Bortles,
Yeah,
not
I-
Trevor Lawrence.
that. I believe in
You had
Bortles,
Calvin
okay?
Ridley to that offense. That looked very good last year. Holy crap. What are we doing? Looney Tune juice. Oh my God. This is a TikTok written all over. Well, this is just bait you threw out there. And I had to take it because it's awful. Wow. Wow. God. Do I have to go to sleep yet? It's almost that time. Holy
Okay.
cow. What was that?
Let's go into the Super Bowl predictions because Madden is 115% always accurate on their picks. The Madden NFL 24 selected the Los Angeles Rams, blowing out the Kansas City Chiefs, and Matthew Stafford gets a Super Bowl MVP under his name.
That is wild, bro. 31 to